Caught with no way out, the maids immediately began cleaning the throne room. However, one of them accidentally bumped into the decoration Nazuna had broken earlier, knocking it over again. The noise made it seem like the poor girl was the one responsible for the damage. Meanwhile, Nazuna was already lying down, closing her eyes, wishing she could see Master Light the next day. The next morning, Light summoned Nazuna, Ellie, and Ayuki. When they met, he gently patted Ayuki, which sparked jealousy in the other two, but the meeting was interrupted by a hellhound that appeared before them. Just the creature's presence made Light tremble, a reflection of the traumas he still carried from the past. The three girls instantly changed posture, ready to eliminate the monster, but Light calmed them down. Given their power, that dog looked like nothing more than a harmless pup. Then Light revealed the reason for summoning them. He had just received a message from May. It was time to put the plan into action. The prey had finally taken the bait. After 3 years of preparation, the time had come to serve the first course of revenge. The scene then shifts to the Beastmen Federation, in the City of Wolves, where Garou was practically worshipped by his kind. While he was being revered, Garou noticed a human collecting trash. With a look of disdain, he humiliated the man, spat in his face, and ordered him to get out of his sight. Soon after, he headed to a bar, where he continued to be treated like a true celebrity, the pride of the Beastfolk slums. Everyone talked about how he had gone from a nameless orphan to one of the main candidates to become the next leader of the Wolfmen. His followers surrounded him, full of admiration, dreaming of being like him. Garou, consumed by his own fame, said that such a life wasn't for just anyone. He told them that, to reach the top, one had to fully trust their instincts and always seize the best jobs. That was how, according to him, he had achieved everything he had. One of his subordinates asked if he was referring to jobs like the one from 3 years ago. Garou remembered the time they had formed a fake group called the Concord of Tribes, but avoided giving more details, considering it a secret that should remain buried. In his mind, he recalled that job as an excellent one. He had become famous and rich after eliminating a young human suspected of being a master. They had never found him again after he was teleported. But Garou was sure the boy couldn't have survived that dungeon with such mediocre skills. However, thinking about it made his expression grow serious. He wondered what exactly those so-called masters were, the ones nations were so desperately searching for. The very thought made his tail stand on end, and he realized it might be better not to get involved with something so mysterious. Determined to push those thoughts away, he ordered more drinks. At that moment, a woman appeared, apologizing for the interruption. It was May. She asked if he was Garou from the Concord of Tribes. The man confirmed with a nod. May introduced herself as a servant who had sworn absolute loyalty to Master Light. She explained that he possessed noble blood and that she had been searching for him for a long time. Only recently had she discovered that Light had joined the Concord of Tribes and explored the abyss. She then asked Garou to take her to the last place where Light had been seen. The Wolfman found it strange, questioning if she had any idea how dangerous that place was. May replied that it wouldn't be a request without a reward and opened a briefcase full of gold bars. Garou immediately sensed it looked like a trap, but judging her to be just a fragile human, he accepted the deal. Pretending to be cooperative, he said that if it was to help a former comrade, he would do his best. After a month of traveling, May was already showing signs of exhaustion. While she struggled to keep going, Garou plotted in silence. He planned to take her to the middle layer of the abyss to commit atrocities against her. When they arrived, he said that a monster had attacked Light at that very spot. He told her that the boy, wounded, fell and was sucked into a teleportation trap. May knelt and began to pray for her master. Behind her, Garou and his henchmen had already blocked the only escape route, leaving her no way out. Suddenly, May's expression completely changed. She muttered that it was truly pitiful, betrayed by comrades and left to die in a cold, damp place. She said that if she had been by his side from the beginning, she never would have allowed that to happen. Garou took a step back, startled. Only members of the Concord of Tribes and high-ranking national leaders knew what had happened during that mission. Terrified, he shouted, asking who she worked for. May replied coldly that the only person she owed loyalty to was her lord, Light. With hatred in her eyes, She declared that she would make him see the color of his own entrails. A powerful aura began to emanate from her body, so intense that it made Garou tremble. He understood instantly that woman intended to kill him. But before the attack began, a voice echoed through the place. Light appeared, saying that was enough. He stated that Garou was his prey. The wolfman was left speechless upon seeing that Light was still alive. The boy, with a calm and almost taunting expression, said he had returned to take revenge after 3 years. Garou began to laugh, mocking the audacity. He wondered how a mere level 15 human dared to challenge him, a werewolf above level 150. He had no idea how Light had survived, but was grateful for the opportunity to kill him personally. He assured that by taking his body, he would become the greatest among all beastmen. Light replied that Garou surely had many questions, but Garou only boasted, saying that Light and his maid couldn't do anything. Even his subordinates, he claimed, were above level 130. Garou also mocked Light, saying he had a terrible ability and deducing that he must have survived only because the human girl had saved him. Then he gave the order to attack. However, before his henchmen could get close to Light, May eliminated them instantly. Light thanked his maid and asked her to block the exit. The remaining subordinates were terrified, saying that all they saw were heads being torn off. Garou, consumed by fear, tried to calm them down, saying that it had only been a surprise attack and that they couldn't lose to an inferior race. Seeing that scene, Light commented that Garou was still the same as ever, trapped in the idea that humans were inferior. He wanted to know if Garou had never considered the possibility that, in truth, the weak ones were them. Garou began to mock humans and ordered Light to look at his level. The boy then explained that each race had its own growth limit, and that this was the main reason for discrimination and contempt toward humans. Garou arrogantly replied that his species had simply been born superior. Light, keeping calm, questioned how he would then explain the 2 heads on the ground. Garou concluded that they must have used some magic item for that and, filled with rage, charged forward with his henchmen. Without moving, Light blocked all the attacks with ease. He slowly approached and, in a cold and provoking tone, asked if that was all he had to offer. Feeling insulted, Garou stood up furiously, pulled out a magic item, and activated it, summoning a legendary beast, the terrifying Fenrir, a mythological creature of level 500. Light sighed, visibly disappointed, saying he had expected something more impressive. He commented that Garou had made all that spectacle just to summon a weak little dog. Garou mocked him, saying that fear must have driven Light insane, and ordered him to beg and crawl for his life, just like he had done 3 years ago. But Light stared him down and declared that he had no intention of taking even a single step back, enraged for being treated with disdain once again. Garou ordered Fenrir to attack. For a moment, he believed Light had died, but his smile faded when he realized the boy was intact, without even a scratch. Light asked if he didn't feel ashamed. Garou, still in disbelief, couldn't accept that a human had withstood the blow of a level 500 creature. Then Light said it would be his turn to attack. He lamented that Garou dared to call that mutt Fenrir and decided to show him the real one. He used an extremely rare level 9000 magic card and summoned the primordial god of wolves, the true Fenrir. With a single command, the real Fenrir blew a freezing wind and completely destroyed Garou's creature. The werewolf panicked. His ears flattened as he saw a magical beast of such absurd power eliminate his in an instant. Light commented that even he himself could have easily defeated a level 500 creature. Right after that, he revealed his level. Garou was paralyzed when he saw the number 9 and 999. To him, it was impossible. The maximum level of a human should be 100. He accused Light of being a fraud, saying that even after 3 years, he hadn't changed one bit. As if time hadn't passed at all, Light calmly explained that he had stopped his aging with a magical artifact, the Bracelet of Youth. He said he did it so he would never forget the despair, pain, and anger he felt the day he was betrayed by his former comrades. Confused and fearful, Garou began to wonder if that was really the same Light he knew. But he soon decided it didn't matter one way or another. The one before him wanted to kill him, so he threw his weapons to the ground, bowed, and begged for forgiveness. He said he was only following orders from his country and placed all the blame on his subordinates. He tried to appeal to the memory of the times they fought together in the Concord of Tribes, calling him Master Light and pleading for his life. His own henchmen began calling him a coward. Light remained expressionless and said he had a question. He wanted to know everything Garou knew about the class called Master. The werewolf explained that his superiors had only ordered him to find them. Light wanted to know the reason for such a desperate search, but Garou admitted he had no idea. Then the boy asked